What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video on my channel. In this one, we're finally gonna dial in my Toyota GT86, which has a ton of swirls and wash-induced scratches on it. So I've been looking forward to doing this ever since I bought the car, and I just really haven't had the time until now. So I'm gonna give it the full decontamination, paint correction, and then I'm gonna top it off with proper ceramic coating. Also gonna take care of the interior real quick. And in the end of the video, I'm gonna give the car a big new surprise, as you will see later on in the video. Now, even though it maybe doesn't come across as it on the camera, this car is pretty filthy, in desperate need of a wash at least. And if you guys are interested in seeing the video where I detail the wheel arches and the engine bay, that's a separate video. If you wanna see that, you can go and check out my channel and scroll down to that video. So we'll jump right into it with the decontamination, and I have a couple of different degreasers, pre-washes, iron removers, and foaming agents. So what I'm beginning with is this degreaser or tar remover right here, and this particular one is supposed to be applied on a dry surface according to the instructions. So that's what I'm beginning with, and this will start to dissolve all the tar spots and such. Actually, there wasn't a lot of tar spots on this car, so it was a pretty easy match for this one. Now I'm just applying it to the sides of the car and the rear of the car. And for the rest of the car, I'm pre-treating it also on a dry surface with traffic film remover or an alkaline degreaser, whatever you want to call it. This does a great job in dissolving bird poop and tree saps and things of that nature. And while that has been dwelling for a couple of minutes, I'm just covering everything in a thick layer of snow foam. Now, since I'm going to be changing out the wheels anyways, I'm not going to be focusing that much attention to the current stock rims that sits on the car right now. And speaking of the wheels, that brings me to today's main sponsor, and that is LMR.se. Huge shout out to them for helping me out with the new set of wheels. And if you're interested in buying any spare parts, styling parts, or tuning parts, or anything in between that, make sure to check the top pinned comment or the description in this video, because I'll be dropping a discount code in there. So yeah, make sure to check that out if you're interested. Now I'm trying out some microfiber stuff from this company, this Swedish company called softfiber.se, so that will be pretty exciting. And for the shampooing stage, I'm just using a pH neutral shampoo from another Swedish company called Purist. There's really no need in using a wax shampoo or ceramic shampoo or anything like that, because I'm gonna polish the car, so I just want a natural wax-free shampoo. Whenever I'm doing a decontamination, I'm not afraid to go a bit extra on the agitation stage. So I'm going crisscross pattern right here, vertical and horizontal lines with the wash mitt. but obviously you should still use common sense and go over everything carefully. Then it's time for the probably most important stage prior paint correction, and that is to clay the entire car, or at least the panels that you're planning to polish. This will remove any last stubborn contaminants so that they don't get stuck to the polishing pad. This ensures a properly clean surface that is free from any tar spots or any iron particles that may be left after the chemical decontamination. But even after the lower sections, the clay bar didn't pick up much at all, which just goes to show that the chemical decontamination stage is really important. The microfiber stuff from this Swedish company performed really well, I have to say. I'm trying out a smaller variant of their plush drying microfiber towel. And actually it was pretty nice to use for a change, because I usually go with the really large towels, but they can become pretty heavy after a while, so it was pretty convenient to have a bit smaller one. And now that the car is properly decontaminated, we can give it a thorough inspection with some good lighting. And as we can see, it does have a fair amount of scratches and swirls in it. And I actually did a test panel before, a couple of months ago, on half the trunk, as you can see right here. And interestingly enough, the claying process didn't induce any scratches at all, pretty much on the rear trunk right here. So that also goes to show that a proper chemical decontamination is pretty important, because, well, the physical agitation is always more aggressive than just, or usually more aggressive, I should say, than a chemical decontamination. Then it's just a matter of taping everything up that you don't want to polish. And now is a good time also to fill in any paint chips. Just make sure to wait at least 24 hours before you go ahead and polish the car so that the paint can dry. And what I'm beginning with is a microfiber all-round pad together with Mancerna's heavy-duty compound. This did a great job in removing all of the deeper imperfections, but it didn't leave a perfect finish. So after this, I will go ahead and just polish it out with a softer pad and Mancerna's soft polish. Now this isn't a microfiber cutting pad, it's a microfiber all-round pad, so the finish was actually pretty good just with this combination. So I guess you could use it as a one-step polish, or maybe in conjunction with a medium cut polish. That would be pretty good as a one-step, I would say. But the finish isn't 100% perfect, so I'm gonna go with a finer combination to finish everything off. So in total, I needed 2 passes with the microfiber pad and the compound, and then just 1 pass with the finer step polish, as you will see later on. And that combination right there gave the car a really good finish that I felt happy with. Last step before the ceramic coating goes on is obviously to give the car an IPA wipe down. That is an isopropyl alcohol wipe down to ensure that the surface is squeaky clean and that the ceramic coating has a good surface to bond to. So what I'm going to be applying is CarPro's UK 3.0. I'm going to be applying 2 layers of that and then 1 layer of gliss on top of everything. Now, my biggest tip for working with a ceramic coating like this is 1, have good lighting and also do the prep work, obviously. And then also to not work in too big sections. I would say that's pretty important, but most of all, work in good lighting. That is super important, so you see if you have any streaks left after the buffing. Also, it could be a good idea to use 2 sets of towels, 1 for the initial wipe down or leveling of the coating, and then a second one to do the more finer buffing to achieve a mirror shine finish. So yeah, definitely important to take your time and properly buff everything off. CarPro Gliss is a really good top coat which helps to prevent any water spots, and it also has a really good water behavior, as well as greatly improves the gloss characteristics. Now you could also use this coating as a standalone on its own, that's also fine. For the windshield and the rest of the glass of the car, I'm trying out this glass coating, also from the Swedish company called Purest. And initial impressions were that it was pretty easy to work with, but I find that the recommendation of letting it sit for 15 minutes before you buff it off is a bit too long, at least for the environment that I was working with. So I actually narrowed that down to only like 5 minutes or so. That seemed to work much better for the environment that I worked with, which was pretty dry at the moment. And of course, you need to prep the windows with some IPA before you apply it. So the car is finally done. We have done the paint correction, got 2 layers of C-Quartz UK 3.0, got 1 layer of CarPro Gliss as a top coat, and I gotta tell you, it looks absolutely stunning, absolutely amazing. But there is one thing that's missing, and well, here it is. Now these are the wheels that I've been talking about. I've been so hyped on putting these on, and now is finally the time. But before we go ahead and do that, I'm just going to apply a coating of Geon's rim, which is also a ceramic coating, specially designed for wheels. So that's what I'm going with right here. And considering these are brand new, the only thing I need to do is just to give them an IPA wipe down and they're ready for the ceramic coating. Per usual, I'm applying a coat of CarPro's Pearl to the tire walls, as well as all of the black plastic trim. Now let's go ahead and give the interior a quick clean before we call it done. And as we can see, the interior isn't very dirty at all. It just needs a quick vacuuming, wipe down with a damp microfiber towel. And then I'm going to clean and coat all of the leather portions on the seats with Gion's leather cleaner and Gion's leather coat. I like to spray the cleaner directly into the detailing brush and then just spreading it out on the leather, because I'm not a big fan of overspray. The last step regarding the inside is to just wipe all of the panels down with a damp microfiber towel that I've primed with Meguiar's interior protectant. And with the inside done, here are the results. A lot of hours spent on this car, but I gotta tell you, I'm super happy with the results. I think it speaks for itself, and I think the new set of wheels fit along the car absolutely perfectly. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed this video, feel free to drop a like or even subscribe if you feel like it. And as always, have a great one, guys. See you next time.